Hey, so thanks for tuning back in to the Bourbon Market. And I'm Doug Romer.
I'm Chuck McGowan.
And so, Chuck and I have got what we hope is, at least in our eyes, is a very interesting video today. And so, Chuck, the thing is Costco has always had good bourbon. They had the Kentucky bourbon before that everybody raved about. And then they switched to a Tennessee bourbon, which was very good. Yep. But the thing about it is you never knew who was distilling it.
There's always rumors.
So I went into you always heard rumors. And if you went by the rumors, every bottle came from a different distiller, and it was every distiller in the country. Yeah. Like that's what you heard. It was like everybody was distilling Costco's bourbon. But so now it's really different because right on the bottle, it tells you that it is small batch by Barton 1792 Master Distillers. Mm-hmm. So when I went into Costco and saw this, immediately called you and said, "Hey, we've got to do a video." And you were same thing, man. Hey, let's compare and see, because this is $19.99 for a liter. Yep. And then we wanted to do a comparison side by side, blind tasting against the actual 1792 small batch. So, like I said, $19.99 for a liter. I paid $27.99 for this, but, I think most places around here between $32 and $35. Yep. I don't know what it is in Tennessee.
About the same. Yep.
Okay. So looking at about, like I said, for this, you're going to pay about let's just call it $35. And that's for a 750 ml. So, you're getting more bourbon for almost half the price. So I sent you you were here the other day, and I poured yours out. My wife poured mine out. It truly is a blind tasting. You want to go ahead and get into it?
Let's go ahead.
So I'm going to go with what is my A, which is a very heavy-handed pour there. But it's so color-wise, what do you?
Color's good. It smells.
Yeah, and comparing the two. The color
is almost the same. It's not really.
It's almost identical. I mean, they're very, very similar. So, like I said, not knowing what they are, and our A and B could be different. I don't know.
Hopefully you wrote mine down, because I did not. I don't know what they are.
I know what yours are. I've got mine written down here that I'll look at in a minute. So,
my A is really smooth. A lot of, I don't know, it would be kind of a floral vanilla. It's not real light. It's not heavy on the nose at all.
Yeah. So my B is my A, this is a little, I'm getting some oak tobacco. It's not sweet on the nose. There's none of that in this one. You want to taste it?
That's really good. Got some heat on the back end. Mine does.
Yeah, so this is a really good. This has got a little heat. Not anything significant, but it's just a smooth drink.
This is definitely something I'd pour for somebody if they didn't drink bourbon very often.
So yeah, so this one is a good, like you said, a bourbon that if it's a good bourbon, a very good drink. So you want to go to B and
now this one definitely more sweet.
So yeah, so this is my B is really sweet on the nose. I'm getting
it's a little bit of
some caramelly.
Yeah, that's what I was on, caramel.
Yeah.
But still got the vanilla.
Yeah, I'm getting vanilla. I'm getting caramel on this. This is not nearly as woody.
No, doesn't have much of the oak.
I'm not
at all.
Yeah, I'm not getting hardly any like at all in this one.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to try it?
Cheers.
That's smooth. It's sweet.
Yeah.
Too sweet for my liking.
I do like that it has a little. It feels like it has a little more heat on the back. To me,
it does. So
it does.
So this one is, and it sounds like just from us talking, we probably have the same A and B.
Yeah.
If we both got that sweetness and none in the first one.
But
it doesn't finish like the first one. It's not really, I don't think it's as complex.
No.
As the first, it's not. So I like my bourbon to stay with me for a little bit.
Yeah.
And this one's really quick off the palate.
Yeah.
To me. I don't.
It's like that with.
I felt like I'm sorry.
Yeah. That one kind of lingers with me, my B. So it might be. Yeah.
Your B does?
A didn't. So I don't know. We could be opposite. But
we could be. So that second drink, I got a lot of vanilla in B. A lot of it's very, and I'm still getting the sweetness. So I'm gonna go back to A.
B is really sweet.
Like I said, it's still. A is still, to me, on the nose, really oaky.
I can get, a little bit more.
And I'm getting more tobacco.
A is
in it on the nose.
A is way smoother.
Yeah.
Way smoother as far as like, it's on the second drink of it, like going back to it, it doesn't have, if you want to compare heat, like at the very end of it, A doesn't feel like it has any compared to B. B's got.
No. B has, and let me go back.
Yeah, I'm getting way more heat in B, and I'm getting more of the oak in B now. Where A's got more of the vanilla and the soft finish. It's not as hard.
Yeah.
I can't really tell you which one I like better at the moment, because it probably just depends on what mood I'm in.
That's what I was going to say. They're both good bourbons.
They're not a bad choice here.
It just kind of depends upon what you want.
I mean, I tend to go towards
So,
stuff that's stronger most of the time, or at least
yeah.
have a little bit more heat and kick to it. There's a lot of stuff in my cabinet that has a pretty good kick.
Well, and that's our cabinets are very similar in that sense, where most of our stuff is well. I'm not going to say most of our stuff because both of us have stuff that, like, if somebody comes over to the house, we'll pour them a glass that isn't, that high proof stuff, because you've got to drink bourbon for a little bit to get into that. And, we both realize that, but most of the stuff that we prefer is that higher proof, 120, 110, somewhere above 100, most of the time, and so the 1792 is 93.7. The Kirkland is 92.
So they did make them close.
So yeah, they're extreme. They're very close. If you had to choose one right now, like I said, neither of them are bad bourbons. I mean, they're both bourbons that I would definitely drink again, and would somebody comes over to the house and we're going to have a bourbon. These are both bourbons that I would pour.
If I had to choose, I'd go with B right now. Right now,
you're going B?
Just because from beginning to end through 3 different drinks that I've had going back and forth, it was definitely more complex. I smelled more stuff on the nose, and then there was different flavors from beginning to end from different drinks that I had. So I'd go with B right now, even though it's got more kick, but I don't mind that. I like it.
So I'm going A, because on that second drink, so the first, at first this was, I don't know, this is a more complex bourbon to me, on that second drink, and so I'm going A, you're going B.
I'm going B.
Correct. Yeah. So you just chose Kirkland.
Makes sense.
So that's what, and I chose Kirkland.
I'll gladly pay $19.99 for a liter.
Listen, that's a good bourbon for $19.99 for a liter. Like and there's nothing wrong with this bottle. And that's kind of what we said. But to me, this is a more complex bourbon.
Smell, taste, everything. Yeah.
Yeah. It's this is good, but like I said, at $19.99 for a liter, I'm definitely taking this. I think a liter of this is like $46 at retail.
Quite a bit.
So, you're looking at less than half the price when you get into the same size bottles. And I mean, they did a good job with this.
Really good. It's actually surprising to see, because you wouldn't expect it. I mean, just a lot of people are going to just say, well, it's at Kirkland, so we'll try it, but we don't, we're not going to. I'm definitely one of those people. I'm going to do that a lot of times. Just
that's what I always bought. I would go because when I was in Costco, I would just run over and buy, because it's something good to have around the house. Just, it's a cheap pour, and, but that's a really good bourbon.
That's something you can, you can drink that neat. That's it's not a bad pour. Yeah.
And that's how I prefer, you're an on the rocks guy. I'm neat. That's, like I said, for $19.99. I don't know that just from what we've had lately and the way the bourbon market is going and what they're charging for bourbon right now, I don't know that you can get a better bottle for $19.99 for a liter.
That's
like, I think this is probably the best budget bourbon on the market right now. And now, I haven't tried everything, so don't go like in the comments. Listen, don't. Well, no, you gotta. So, you know, and everybody's going to say, "Well, Buffalo Trace," but you can't buy Buffalo Trace for $21.99.
rare.
You know, we're talking about what you're going to have to pay for it. This right here for a liter may be my new best budget bourbon.
I bought it here for 21 or 22 Buffalo Trace, but it's not a liter. It's a 750. So it's
exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know, you're not going to get a liter, and most people watching this probably can't buy Buffalo Trace at retail. You know, like it's between $35 and $50 here. I've seen it for as much as $80. I don't know why.
That's a quick turnaround.
I guess
I'm just going to walk around.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, that's what I'm going to mark that one down. Yeah. Not coming back in here. We're gone. But yeah, so there you have it. Chuck and I take it for what it is. Kirkland's over the $17.92. Good bourbon, excellent bourbon for the money. Between the two, we both chose the Kirkland's.
I mean, it's everything you're looking for the price point to have that complex of a pour for that price point. You won't find it. I can, off the top of my head, I can think of maybe two that'll have that heat. Yeah. Buffalo Trace isn't even going to have the heat this has. So yeah.
It's not going to have the heat, and it will have the complexity, but it's not going to have the heat. And Buffalo Trace really isn't going to have the nose either.
It'll be okay, but it's a wheated bourbon. It's going to be soft on you as far as your palate goes. That's why it's good. That's why everybody likes it. You know, yeah,
exactly. And so, you know, like I said, I mean, I think this is my new budget bourbon. I'm going to go to Costco tomorrow and pick up a couple bottles of it before people realize how good it is. So the good thing about it is it's not ever not going to be on the shelf. You know, because people are always going to say, yeah, it's Costco and it's Kirkland's, and they're just going to bypass it. And so right here should be easy to get. Now, not everybody has a Costco. Not everybody's Costco has a liquor store. But if your Costco has a liquor store, right there, you need to go get you a bottle of it, 2 bottles, 3 bottles, put it in the cabinet.
This is prime vacation time. If you're traveling, your Costco doesn't have one, and you're going somewhere that does, pick it up. It's good.
Pick it up. Absolutely. Pick it up. So we appreciate you tuning in. You know, watch next week.